Let's go. Back to Underground World News Live. Here on this April 19th, 2025. Good evening. Let's get a mic check. Make sure we're good here with the audio. Good to see everybody out there from all over the place. Good to see everybody for real. Thank you, everyone that shares the stream. And for the feedback there. Quantum, E-Fits, Walk with God, Hoodie Ross, Tacos, Tooge, Sonny, Kev Bar. Much love to all you guys. Harm, S-Bird, Raymond. Good to see everybody. D. White, Flip. I hope all's good, and thank you for the feedback. Again, walk with God with us. KY Yankee, yeah, much love. It is Easter weekend. Happy Easter to everyone out there. I hope you have a good time with friends and family if you spend any time with them. Time is short. Never promised tomorrow, so make the most of it. Got quite a bit to cover here. I was going through, sometimes I try to put things in the title, but I have so much to cover. I'm just going to jump into it. I'm going to start off here with space, but a little bit different than how I normally do it. I normally tell you about the incoming solar flares and things like that, but little bit different news here. Man, and much love. Thank you, Lowrider, my brother. Thank you for the well wishes for a blessed Easter. Thank you for the coffees and the support. I appreciate it to the fullest, my brother. I hope all is well wherever you're at out there. I know some of you out there on the move, been on the move, thinking about it. I just hope that everybody's safe out there, man. Safe in your travels, in all you do. So, if you missed it, I put out a video 2 days ago, and it was one of the videos that I'm subscribed to myself. If that makes sense to some of you out there, I'm subscribed to myself just to make sure that notifications are going out and things like that. So I have a backup email, a different email that I follow the account on, which when I go live or kick out a video, it should kick out a notification. It never does. It hardly ever does, but it didn't for this one either. And it was on the head of the Baphomet being hidden in the logos of Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin and also of SpaceX. You'll see it on my X account, my X feed as well. But this is a rather in-your-face type of deal. It's not so much, well, it is hidden. It's hidden. It's hidden in a sense that people don't, they're being tricked. But it's in plain sight, hidden in plain sight, in plain view. It's just inverted or flipped, if you will, which is what the devil likes to do. Likes to try to mirror God's moves and do everything in that reverse nature. Keeping that in mind, I'm going to circle back to that here in a little bit, that exact point, but I'm going to start off here just with some of the standard things here. First off, I run off of vibe, big time. Just vibe and energy is key and critical to me, and like, when I put the feelers on something, if something seems like it's not sitting right or something's off, I get that sense. And in this situation, immediately, the very first thing I thought when I saw the rocket getting launched, and this was before I saw any other details, so it was like unbiased in any way, it was just another rocket launch. I was like, man, that one looks CGI. It did. Then we have all this conflicting information of like where they're going, how far they're going up into the atmosphere, all this stuff. Then I've seen a lot of damage control coming out. I'm like, hold on, what's going on here? So I go looking into it, and shout outs to you guys that send me information, things like that. I had some of you sending me links on this. We'll scroll down here. It was this all-woman team, which is fine and great, fine and dandy, great, but several of these individuals are high-level satanic. You see, I already know this. And then I start knowing what I know, and all the things I've seen over the years, I start to say, okay, was this one of their ritualistic events? Like, what do we have here? Because I've caught NASA, and you can see the videos out there all over the place, they exist, caught faking the weightlessness thing. They did it with like 6 people one time on a video, and the engineer was right there on the left, and they forgot to airbrush him out. And he's sitting there taking a drink and setting his cup back down on the table. While they're all sitting there floating around in front of you, it's all an illusion. They've been smoked several times. This one right here, it may... it ranks up there with the top 3 of their busted. Let's go to, like, in the past, any type of object that came in from space that we seen didn't look shiny and new. Reason being is because when these objects they come back into re-entry, they start to burn up. They get heat all around them. And you can see from the image on the right here on the screen, this is what they look like when they come in. I guess Bezos and them just really didn't care about, if they pulled this off or not. It was squeaky clean, this thing out here, right? And others were saying, because one of my first questions was, where's the footage of this thing coming down? Dude just like, this footage he showed me. But man, I agree with him. It was it was like a breakneck type of impact that they tried to show, like really hard. And when I observed the ground and all this other stuff, there doesn't seem to be any bit of an impact whatsoever around this thing on the ground. It was a hard impact. It kicked up dust and all this other stuff, and like none of the stuff's covered in any of that dust. I looked for these details. None of them are there. So these were like screaming at me. Then I watched Katie and all these others come out of the capsule, and it seemed so staged, man. It had the staged feel to it. Just the way she jumped off of it and everything. So,
Katie!
Katie, boo. It's ridiculous. Do you remember the video that she put out with Kanye West and her dress or whatever? It was blowing in the wind and like blew away. Her legs were goat legs. Just look up the song she did with Kanye West. Hip hop song. In the music video, she's standing with him and her legs are goat legs. Okay? Do you know what that means? Do you know what they're symbolizing to you? Or are you just going to ignore it? You're just going to turn a cheek to it. Get scared of it. Run the other way. Nah, I'd be interested. Like, what? Like, what? Like, once you understand and you know, right? Like, she's in the club and she was flashing to you that. And it was the same thing with all the Bezos stuff. I'm just going to pull this up here real quick. Pull up this other clip because we're talking about it so hard, because it was when I was watching them and looking at their emblems. I've done a lot of talk and a lot of research in exposing the crazy NASA emblems over the years. They get crazy and not hidden stuff, like just in front of your face stuff, alien type of stuff, the fallen, as I call it, the fallen ones in your face, wizard and witch type stuff right in front of your face. Now, this you see on the screen, this is what I'm talking about. If you missed the video. So this is what's going down. In the middle, you have the classic Baphomet image. It's pretty clear to see that when you flip over, you flip upside down, the Blue Origin flight that just went up, the badge for that. You have the star and you have the Baphomet head clearly. I mean, it's clearly with the eyes, the horns, the whole nine. Clearly. Same thing with Space Force. In this image over here, this is on a hat. It's flipped upside down. Clearly, it is the head of the Baphomet again. And a star. In the star. Right there. So this is what you call hidden in plain sight. Again, some would say, well, it's not hidden. It's whatever. It's there, right? It's there. I'm telling you, it's satanic. It's a cult. This is how they operate. They got to tell you. They got to show you. This is very similar to how they're always putting 33 on stuff out there. Like I'll do a news report and I'll be like, all right, so many people dead in an event, and it'd be 33. Or like when Jamie Dimon came out and he cashed out all of his money. How much did he cash out? 33 million. You know, like, they send signals like that. This is very blatant, and they don't care at this point. I think that that's rather the more concerning thing. They don't care. And somebody somewhere is sitting there laughing at this, like, he's talking about it, but what are they going to do about it? Well, what are we going to do about it? To the light is what I'm going to do. Educate people on what's really going on. This is hitting your subliminal. This is hitting your consciousness. Whether you realize it, whether you care about it or not. It is. It's being planted in there. It's there. And they know this. They know the tricks. But I just wanted to point that out so that you know. Now let's jump to the bombshell part of it. And I can't stand DC Drain. He's such a show. This, and I posted this on X as well in a separate video clip. This is crazy. This is like, when you do these like supposed live events, you've got one shot, right? If you're faking it or anything like that, you got one shot. If anything messes up, you're done. And you better have a backup plan to cover things. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, like somebody then lost their job or got scolded on this one because they popped the hatch door too early. And it destroys the entire fabrication. Because when you watch the whole thing, what happens is they land, they hit the ground, and what I'm about to show you happens. But if you're not really paying attention to what was going on, you see these people running around, you miss what I'm about to show you, and they make sure you see Jeff Bezos come up to the door with a special tool. And he uses this special tool to open the hatch. Okay? You can't open the hatch without it. So it's all show. You should know after I'm about to show you, and then you see him trying to open the hatch with the special tool, that it's all lie. And they went out of their way to perpetrate this whole thing, and here we go. Watch the door. Oh, there it is. It's open, and they had to pull it closed real quick. Like, oh. And then here's Bezos with a special tool. Oh, opens the hatch. There it is. Cracked open. There's smoke. There's smoke. Smoke. They are smoked. They're liars. They're busted right there. That shot. It's cracked. He couldn't put his body. He tried to block it and cover it. Bezos just sitting there looking like, oh my gosh, I'm sure. But they went on with the show. They're like, the people are that stupid. We're going to just go on with the show. And they did. Yeah, Bezos. Man, much love, Jeff. It's crazy. This should show you, even in this day and age, they're getting busted with these theatrics. They're trying to propagate lies onto the masses, big time. All this stuff with space. I mean, when you see something like this, and you see how geez, OBS goes out and in, and they're hiding them. I've got another article we're going to cover here in just a little bit that connects back to the drone technologies and what's going on. But I think all this is a show, so to speak. Everything with the rockets, all this stuff. It's not to say that we can't go into orbit. You can go into orbit. You can launch space balloons. You can do all that stuff. People that think that there's no space, I think, are damaged. You're damaged, like damaged goods, like from PSYOPs or something. There's definitely a subspace. I mean, you can launch a weather balloon with cameras yourself, and it gets to subspace. And then it eventually pops, and you can catch all the footage of it. People have done it. The footage is out there. People that act like satellites don't exist are like ridiculously just ignorant to me. I'm in the middle of nowhere right now, and the only reason I'm coming live to you is because of Starlink. And you would say, oh, there's a fake hidden tree on a mountain somewhere. It's broadcasting the signal. Like, garbage, dude. You're garbage. When people can't even get phone signals out here. You're garbage with it. Satellites, you can look up the ISS. All this stuff's going around. You're damaged goods. Do you understand that? The CIA and all them, they set out to do that to a large chunk of people. And unfortunately, those that couldn't see past it fall for it. And they just keep going further and further down the rabbit hole. We're lied to, no doubt. But man, when people think that the satellites and stuff aren't even real, like, that's when I'm like, man, you've went too far, like, with it. Like, only reason you're hearing my voice right now is because of that, is that technology. I know you're concocting an excuse for that right now as I speak, but it's never valid, because if it was valid, I confront it. I don't run from things. I don't hide things, like others do. And I'll tell you just like it is here. I don't trust NASA. I don't trust Bezos. I don't trust Elon. I don't trust none of the club. They're highly satanic. They're highly evil. And I see these as rituals more than anything else. That's what this was. It wasn't about anything else but that. You know what? We need to try to launch a space balloon. I've said it for a long time. We didn't need to just do it and put our own cameras on it and put some things to bed. Put some things to rest. And I'm sure we're going to catch some crazy stuff that raises a ton of questions that we may not get answers for. Because from the footage that I've seen from them, there's wild stuff up there. You can see it on the LASCO C2 and C3 video feeds that are up in space. They're sitting in gravity wells. You can see all this stuff flying around. And they're not bugs. They're not flies, as some other, again, small-minded people want to say. And I don't believe it's ice and asteroids and all this other stuff, because what ice and asteroids and all that are attracted to the sun. So we're told, and they go out and around it, as we see, or dive into it. These objects are all over the place. It's like a highway. You can go there right now. I've shown it before. It's not a secret. You have to ask yourself, what is all this activity I'm looking at? Was all this stuff flying all over the place in space? Like every click. And they won't show you pure video footage. They never will. They'll just show you broken up frames. What you got to do is you got to go back into the system and you got to pull out all the frames, put them into the movie maker, hit play, and voila. There it all is. And your mind will be blown. And they don't hide it. It's right there. Just people are lazy. I've shown it. And I've shown all the video. I've got videos on my channel of objects bigger than the planet feeding off the sun. Feeding off the sun. And I'm not the only one. I think I'm the original one that caught it like a decade ago. But it's been back many times. And it's in their footage, their archive footage. They try to hide the stuff. But you can't hide when something like that's going on with the sun, and like millions of people with technology can see it now. You can lock onto the sun and you can see it. You can put a filter on it and people see these things. And they're throwing the footage up on YouTube. When I first seen it here like 5 years ago, I was like, what? And then I seen it after that. It's almost as if this object is returning and fueling off the sun. Literally. Because it like is connected to the sun. It pulls away and a tether breaks every time. Like it's feeding off the sun. It's pretty crazy. And it's a dark object. It's a solid black mass, and it's absolutely massive. Not a conspiracy. It's freaking there. Yep. Just like we went to Area 51 and we caught crazy freaking stuff on the tarmac, broad daylight. It disappeared. Should have 1 million views. There's nothing like it. I've never seen nothing like it. But yet, I'm so suppressed and censored, it just sits there on my channel buried. People come to me all the time like, hey, where's your Area 51 stuff? It's like, all you gotta do is type in Area 51. I say it all the time. And like I did, is always the response I get. I go looking, I find it instantly, I send it to them. But it's like ridiculous. I'm not censored. I've caught some crazy crap out there, man. And to catch something on a tarmac that just disappears in broad daylight in Area 51, just to say it, it sounds crazy. It's unheard of, but I've got the footage on my channel. It happened to us. It happened to us. And it's there. It's crazy. Yeah, let me know if you go looking for it and you can find it or not. Because again, it's just going to prove my point. Here we go. We got a man from Michigan pleading guilty to a plot to blow up the international headquarters for the Satanic Temple, which is in Salem, Massachusetts. Luke Terpstra, 30 years old, went to Salem, and he went there with bombs and firearms, and he was going Rambo. This was September 2023. He wanted to destroy the Satanic Temple. He was going to set it on fire and all that. And that was a weird noise when I said that. And again, as soon as I just said that, what the? Moose. What's going on here? This dude just got sentenced to like 10 years in prison for trying to attack him. I think they're trying to make an obvious example out of him. But that happened back in 2017. That's like an update to that story for anyone that remember. And here's one. We have these satanic individuals that were in this meeting, Chino Valley, warning graphic language, but apparently these people going off in this like town hall meeting, not getting drug out, they walk out, but they're screaming some crazy stuff here, especially the first one.
You're afraid of. Y'all are the transphobic pieces of shit. I hope y'all all burn in hell. Ah, hell, Satan, bitches!
We won't be burning in hell, ma'am.
Y'all are really afraid of authenticity and people being their own true selves. You're afraid of love. You're afraid of solidarity. Y'all are crazy for that. Absolutely crazy. I'm on my way.
It's over?
Just wait. And all of you came here just to kiss Sonia's fucking ass.
What's your police on?
Pathetic! Y'all are a bunch of transphobic pieces of shit.
Yeah, so let's move on to these shootings. If you missed it, FSU had a big shooting, and the shooter seems to be the stepson of a deputy. And they seem to be like going after this individual. It looks like some charges and all this stuff because they say that this man who murdered 2 people and wounded 6 others at FSU on Thursday is a 20-year-old stepson of a sheriff's deputy, and that he used her personal handgun. So video has now emerged showing this Phoenix Eichner gunning and shooting down victims at this Tallahassee campus, of which I can't show you. But they got this guy, and now they're saying, well, she should be charged because she left the gun in a place where he could access it. So, I hadn't seen the individual until now, but there you go. This is a look at this guy. They're saying, and I'm sure they're going to make a big case out of this, saying that she didn't have the gun locked up safe enough and all this other stuff, and they're going to try to charge her and make a big deal out of it and make an example out of her. But, you know, these shooting events, man, something else. And here we've got more shootings that took place in Florida. This time, Panama City Beach, you know, spring break. And that's exactly what it was. And it's getting so crazy that the police chief wants to end spring break after this latest round of mayhem. I'm going to show you some of these clips. It has been getting pretty crazy. Now look, ever since I can recall, Panama City It's been a hot spot ever since I was like in my teens, when I was younger. This is where people were going for spring break. And I came up in a crazy era. Um, I just did. Like, I grew up in the whole era of, like, whenever Girls Gone Wild, all that crap was, popular. Like, that's when I was younger. And all them crazies were on the beach, like, when I was down there. So, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, man. I ain't happy to admit it, but I went to jail in Panama City Beach in Florida for the stupidest stuff. For simply stepping, because cops are pricks, and we're just taking people down. And I guess I got to tell the whole story now. We were down there, and like cops were just pricks, to where like if people came out and they had drinks, and you stepped out to where the cars were, they would mess with you, and they would say, "Go back, you be in your hotel," or blah blah blah. It was a little bit different if you were like 21, but like a lot of us down there were not even at that point. And everyone is drinking. It's spring break. Everyone's partying. That's what you go down there for, right? At that point in time, well, I'm down there with just a bunch of crazies, and some former military dudes. And next thing I know, I go down to my car to get some cigarettes or something at the time because I smoked. And a cop tried to mess with me. He said, "What are you doing?" and all this stuff. And he said, "You can't bring drinks out here," and all this other crap. And was just messing with me. Well, some time had went by. These former military dudes were in our room. They were talking about and bragging about stealing or bringing bombs and grenades with them in their luggage. And I guess they had them and were showing them off all drunk. Grenades in the hotel rooms. Or in the place, what do you mean hotel? It was above this hot dog shop down there. This big place everybody was staying in. They just so happened to be in our place when this went down. Cops come and raided it, did all this stuff, and me and my buddy BJ, RIP, we went down by my car, and I sat a beer down on the hood. I don't even think it was mine. I don't even know. I wasn't even a big beer drinker, but it wasn't drunk by no means or nothing like that. But they came up and they were like, you. And I ended up taking us down. And like taking us down, putting us in jail. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? So like we go before this judge the next morning. It's crazy. People from all over the country, basically, all different sectors, are down there. And they had to hold these people in a big gymnasium. There were so many. And the judges basically came out and said, "Look, anybody here for alcohol-related charges or anything like that, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're going to do community service on the beach, and you're going to walk the beach, blah, blah, blah." So we're like, all right. And that was going to, like, knock off the charge. And, like, we were free to go home after that. Instead of having all these people stuck and all this, they had to have a plan, I guess. So we did it. We were out there walking the beach, picking up trash and all this, and the news crew, I'll never forget. News crew came up to us like, "What are you guys doing? Like, what did you guys do to get in so much trouble?" And like all my buddies were screaming at them, throwing our city up, E-Town and all this other stuff. It was crazy. And they were looking at us like we were just animals. Which I guess back then when I was 18, 19, 20, coming from the streets, all the dudes I came up with, like, they were animals. But that's my memories of Panama City. It was like the last time I was down there like that, and told myself never again. And never fun to get in trouble, have to go through stuff like that. But that's my story for Panama City Beach. At least people weren't getting shot up and killed like I'm about to show you. Well, there's actually two. Which the first one that I'm going to run, and the other one was at night. Here we go with the first one.
This is crazy, man.
You can see people just running everywhere because the shit. And
I'm fucking.
guess that was the third shooting. I just seen now. This is Panama City. This was like the most recent one. This is a different one. The cop jumped into the car like. I was gonna say he better be coming back out there. Sorry, but when you're an officer, man, you got to go running toward the action, not away from it and hiding. I'm not saying you got to run right toward open gunfire, but man, well, I remember that, and oddly enough, it was the club shooting in Florida, where the cop bitched out, and they showed up and they waited forever before they went in. They were scared, and it cost lives, and they were found guilty of that. I'm just saying, like, if you're in that role, you gotta fulfill it. You know what I'm saying? You can't cower. Anyhow, these shootings breaking loose. Now I'm gonna move on to an update to the 23andMe thing, and my biggest bit of news here with this is, and it's a warning: if you've got anyone that's got their blood in here in the database, reach out to them to write a letter to get this stuff removed. You may have to get a lawyer, but that's going to be your best bet. If not, this is going to go up for sale, and the government's going to allow this. They're basically warning that the people need to take these steps, and if the people don't take these steps, it's going to cause what they're saying is a national security review. Because if China, Russia, or anyone else was to get your blood, like, nobody seems to care about anything anymore. But, like, if they were to get your blood, they could, run a series of tests, and they could see, okay, there's a dominant blood strain in America of a certain type of people, or maybe multiple. And they could create a virus that is designed to attack that specific bloodline and wipe it out. So therefore, if the next big pandemic was to get released, so to speak, it would literally be designed to target certain individuals, to wipe them out, while others could walk around right next to you and it never even harm them. And they wouldn't even need a vaccine. This their natural body would fight off whatever it is. But if they know your sequence and they know all the stuff about your blood, you're a target, man. They can sit there and they can create whatever to come in and attack you and kill you. And that's what's scary. And see, Americans, by and large, they may be concerned, but I'm not sure if they're doing anything about it. Again, this is something. This is like playing with fire here. You don't want to allow this. Again, that's like them getting a hold of your biometrics and things like that. If that's the big thing with the Real ID. They want to tie it to your biometrics, but once somebody hacks your biometrics, you can never replace it, man. You can change the color of your eyes, your iris, the way it's formed, your fingerprints, all the stuff, man. Your blood type, all these other things, your biometric markers, as they would call it. You can't replace them. You can't reset them. That's why I'm screaming big time about it. That, like, it's a huge flaw. I mean, say that even in a court of law. I would. I would say, hey, Judge, like, I would tell him exactly what I just told you, straight up. But you tell me how you're going to replace my password that is now my biometrics, my iris, and all this other stuff when someone stole it. Oh, it's going to be classic. Because they're either going to, buffalo it, beat around the bush, and there's no truthful answer for that except for what I told you, man. Yeah, I don't trust none of it, but that's what they're taking this. It's no secret. Real ID implemented for this year. Gnome just came out and said, look, if you want to fly domestically, you better have the real ID. Just a heads up for anyone out there that wants to fly. Now, some people already got the real ID and don't even realize the significance of it and all this other stuff, but let's move on to some of the economic stuff here and get this going. And yeah, we had missed Wednesday and Friday. That's why I'm live here tonight. I know some people not used to it. They're like, what? But hey, we're live. Try and cover all the stuff we missed throughout the past several days. And then I'll be back on schedule Monday for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Much love, Geo. I seen you out there. All right, so I'm going to point out a few things economically here and where we're at. I feel like what we just witnessed with the whole tariff thing was like a first little wave. As I said before, it took a good little 10% chunk, 10 to 15% chunk out of a lot of people's 401ks. Even though it may have rebounded, they still, all in all, had lost overall anywhere from 5 to 10%. And the way that they do this is just like they did it, but like in waves, where to come again. And they're going to sit here and they're going to take these little chunks and these little chunks. And if people don't make a move with their 401k, it's going to get drained. It's going to get milked. A lot of people are saying this now. I've been warning you about this. I've been warning about a big economic event and all this stuff on Trump's watch since before he was even elected. Yeah, I have. You go back and you can just look at it. It's all there. We're on the cusp of it. Like, it's actually in motion, but I think it's a series of events, as I've said. It's not just one big wake up one day, stock markets crash. It's not how it works, man. It's not how it works. Okay? It's a series of events rolled out over time. It's like boiling the frog. By the time the people realize what's going on, it's too late. They're done cooked. So, I want to point out a few things here about Jerome Powell and this whole thing. Trump's threatened that he will fire him and all this other stuff, but this is all talk, man. What they're calling this, though, is the Great Recession. Like a Great Depression. They're calling it already the Great Recession. And we're in it. We're in it. And look at this. DoorDash says they're willing to let users buy now and pay later for their fast food. They say that this is like a worrying sign for the economy. When people can't even pay for their food and they've got to go to a buy now, pay later for it. And this ain't good. And remember, the dollar's never going to die completely. It's not the plan. Never has been, and I don't think it never will be. It's going to be around as the U.S. currency always. We'll always have a currency, so to speak. It's the form and the fashion, the shape of it. Just like we replaced the British and the currency that they had. That was the reserve currency. It didn't just fall off a cliff and die. No, they still have a currency to this day. And we will too. It just will be weakened And it's Trump wants a weakened dollar anyway. He said it openly. A strong dollar hurts him, so to speak, in what he likes to do in deals. Okay? I've just been watching this for a long time. And, it's been building up for forever. And it's no secret that we've been printing money like monopoly money. It's not backed by gold. You can print as much as you want. At some point, the bubble's going to pop, right? And it really feels like we're out of time. It really does. Peter Schiff warning again that the economy is about to come down like a house of cards. He's a big gold bug, but he's also been on the money with a lot of his economic predictions and points throughout the years. It was one of the reasons I started to follow him. He's always on. He's not too drastic with the stuff. He's just kind of a realist with it. But he's a big gold bug, silver bug, precious metal dude. And he's just real. And everything, I've seen all of his predictions just continue to come true. And everything he said about gold. And you know where it's going by 2030? $20,000 easy by then. But there could be some crazy things happen, some crazy events. Remember, we're waiting for Trump and Elon to go and open up the vaults at Fort Knox. My gosh, man. Like, what is it going to take? Really, what is it going to take here? I mean, it's pathetic at this point. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. This is a huge one. I can't help but think, and a lot of people feel this way too. I come to find out that the vault's going to be empty. You know, if they come out and they say that at this point, that this whole thing was staged and planned, look how long they've sat here waiting to say anything. They could have gone the next day. They could have gone the day they said that they were going, for crying out loud, with cameras and all that, and showed us, but they didn't. Now, why? Why is that? Why is that? I think that all that gold in Fort Knox, how could it not be? You're telling me, if you sit there and you think about it, if the gold is missing in Fort Knox, that it's not going to hurt us? It will cripple us. We would have no reserve. We would have nothing. It would the straw that broke the camel's back, but it would crush it. In that instance, and what it does is it opens up the door for an excuse for Trump to turn to his base and say, "Hey, base, that's under black magic. I need you to give me all your gold. It's a national emergency." Yeah, it's true. It's true. The gold's not there. They stole it. They sold it. They're all dead and gone. There's nothing we can do about it now. It's on you as an American to save the day. So we need your gold. And thank you, Marsha, for the coffees and the comment. You've heard of stagflation? I never heard of stagflation, some of these terms, ever in my life till recently. And they keep getting repeated on top of inflation. Recession. Great recession now is what they're calling it again. So, I'm still waiting, man. Trump, Elon, I want to see what's in the vault, man. I want them Epstein files too, son. You hear me? This is the real boss over here calling shots. Want them released pronto. What y'all gonna do? Come kill me? So, it seems Trump's pissing a lot of people off. And I mean a lot of people like at another level. I'm not talking like the left. That's easy. That's a given, right? I'm talking like his base. I've seen truck drivers, iron workers, others complaining other people that just have any kind of small business that depend on parts from other countries, they're smoked right now. And for instance, a North Carolina beekeeper that voted for Trump 3 times says he's done. Trump's killed him. Double whammy. Double whammy with the tariffs. Huge, man. Much love, bro. Oh, man. Good to... Oh, man. Ah. So good to see Brother Tooge, Taco, Sonny. Man, yeah. Got lucky and was able to catch those guys here recently in safe travels. My brothers. Cash Hart, man, coming in. Wages. Man, Cash, like, I can't thank you enough, man. Again, it leaves me speechless most of the time. When you come in like this, man, it's like, I can't thank you enough, honestly. And everyone out there that supports the channel and my work and believes in the mission here, I thank you so much. So I will say this. I was discussing with the guys, like, because I don't think I can do a conference, a knowledge conference this year. I just don't see it. Meat Puppet, thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Good comment. Pure blood for life. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have a conference like I've had in the past, where we have, I get a place and got to rent it out, and it's ticketed, and we have a panel, and we have a stage, and it's fun and cool that way. But, like, I don't know. Like, if I get any chance to, like, have people link up, it's probably going to be, like, some public place, more likely out of open. It has to be a place that sees a lot of decent weather. It's all over. I don't need you and other people like that for sure. Before this whole thing goes down. The only way I need to do that for social conferences or events. So I'll come up with a name. Hopefully, and summer's over, we can get one in. I don't care if it's at a park somewhere, beach, something public. We need to go to, hang out and talk and discuss things. Anyhow, this far, and the beekeepers people very upset over Trump stuff, and it's not going to go away. And they're voicing. I'm not trying to say they can't. Okay, so I just know some space already taken off. This terrible war is just begun. So to speak. If we're going to talk with China over Taiwan, which I feel it's designed to do, this trade war will go to something. It could spark the depression, put us in the depression. And sounds breaking up, buffering, glitching out. What? Why would it do that all of a sudden? What is going on? Sound is choppy. Like, what is going on? Buffering in and out. Like, man, I've got like this. My end, everything's like going smooth. I don't get it. I get a 5x5. Aaron says audio is trash. Come to San Diego, we'll hook you up. Hey, thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. I've never been to Cali. And thank you for all the feedback. Everybody's saying better now, better now. It's clear now. 5x5. Audio clear again. I don't know. Sometimes this happens. Better now. Good now. All right, keep talking. I don't know. I'm just going to keep on pushing. Is what I'm going to do. It's all I know to do. It's all I can do. It's either that or stop the stream, right? So, all right. I'm going to basically put it like this. With these markets, hold on. I see no sound still, no sound. Quantum said 5x5. Good now, no sound, 5x5s. All right, mods, I'm gonna lean on you. So let me know, mods. If it's chopping, if it's cutting out, let me know. If I'm good, let me know. Thank you for the feedback. Gonna keep it going. But this whole trade war is based on the U.S. market and the Chinese market. And if you don't know, 2009 is when China eclipsed us, surpassed us in this whole thing. And Minx, thank you for the coffee. And I appreciate that more than you know. Thank you for the prayers. Boomer says, could be the weed, but I think it sounds good now. Thank you, Geo. And thank you, everybody. Solar flares, yes. And we do have incoming energies. There is a watch for G1, G2 storms. This is the case. So I don't have any lightning storms going through, so that's not what it is. It was that last time. Tara, thank you for the coffees. All right, so I'm gonna keep it pushing, and thank you, Ike, there for super chat. Trump signs an executive order, and he better do something here, right? This is to help states import low-cost medications, but this is crazy. This is far out. What I mean by that is it's not going to go into effect for a long time. He's trying to act like he's doing something here to help people, to try to calm people down that are pissed off that their medications are about to go through the roof, and they are. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna put some executive orders into motion." Well, check this out. Florida is the only state that is now authorized to import drugs from Canada. And the approval process took more than 3 years. And can you believe that? The only state that is insane. So this new order instructs the FDA to improve the process of encouraging states to apply for authorization to import medications. This is where we're at. So through this, scroll down here. It says the initial round of lower prices involving 10 prescription medications. That's it. Only 10 medications will take effect on January 1st, 2026. So this whole rest of this year, everyone's about to pay out the nose before these first even kick in. And then the second round with 15 drugs on the list. This is puny. It will be available for Medicare beneficiaries at a reduced price in 2027. In 2027. Like, this is crazy. I hope people are paying attention, because just like the beekeeper, the farmer I just told you about, the people that are getting hammered by all this stuff, everyday people are about to find out the hard way. When they can't get their medication, or it's gone through the roof, or all of a sudden, they're paying out of pocket when they weren't before for something. All right, let's jump into this robot stuff real quick, because I think that this is really our replacement, and it's like here. They're everywhere. I think you're going to see them more and more and more. And, man, if one of these things tries to attack you, it's just not the same as like a human. Like, even if it just tries to grab a hold of you, the grip, you can maybe break a human's grip, right? You ain't breaking this thing's grip. Like these bots. Like, no way. And as I was telling Tacos and the guys earlier, it's like, well, if one of these things like tackles you, you've got 500-pound bot, so to speak, crushing you and just like pounding on you, or like with these bots, the weapons are built in. So a taser is built into his arm, along with a laser, a taser, a gun. I mean, anything you can think of out of the movies. That's the scariest thing. Elon Musk has warehouses full of these things. And we don't know. I seen a clip. Now that I think about it, this is just getting scary with Elon. Some guy was interviewing Elon saying, look, you're the world's richest guy. You've got all this money. What does it feel, And Elon's response was, I'm not really the richest guy. His immediate response was, Vladimir Putin has like legions. Like I don't have legions, he said. So I'm not really the richest guy in the world. And I'm like, dude, what did you just say? Like, all right, I see what you want and where you're taking this. Elon doesn't need a human army. He's made his own. He's made his own to eliminate humans, and whenever humans are left, they'll put a chip in your brain. That's where he wants to take this, and that's the ultimate scary thing with Elon. I can't stand Elon. He's no friend to humanity. You understand? That's for sure. He is as dark as they come. Why do you think he rolled out with Dark MAGA? Right in your face and all this other stuff. Ridiculously dark occult. Some of these stupid idiots just chew it up. Like, oh, Dark MAGA. Go out and buy it and you'll be wearing the hats. Just ignorant. It's because they're under the Dark MAGA. They're under the spell. They truly are. This is all black magic, really is. The robots, though, is different. Look at this. A robot running a marathon race in the streets with humans now. So in China, what they're doing is they're rolling out humanoids in these races to compete with the humans as well. Now, a human won this as of right now. Crossed the finish line in 1 hour and 11 minutes. The bot, it took over 2 hours and 40 minutes. But they put 20 of these bipedal robots in with 10,000 humans. And they're going to continue to do more. So these things are going to get faster and faster. And they're going to continue to accelerate. And look at the next one. Look at this. Cyborg 1.0 is what they labeled this. The world's first RoboCop debuts with facial recognition and 360-degree camera vision. This has happened in Thailand. This new robot that will prevent crime, and it operates with advanced AI. So not just any AI, super advanced AI that can pick up on just about anything. This is getting scary, man. It can detect weapons such as knives and wooden batons. Like, if you've got a gun underneath, there's anything like that, it can see anything. X-ray vision built into with this thing. Oh, here's the Elon clip. Let's see what he says.
So this year, we hopefully will be able to make about 5,000 Optimus robots. We're technically, we're aiming for enough parts to make 10,000, maybe 12,000. But since it's a totally new product with totally new, like everything is totally new, I'll say like we're succeeding if we get to half of the 10,000. Now, but even 5,000 robots, that's the size of a Roman legion, FYI. Which is like a little scary thought, like a whole legion of robots. I'd be like,
listen, he's using the word legion again.
But I think we'll literally build a legion, or at least one legion of robots this year, and then probably 10 legions next year. And I don't know, it's kind of a cool unit, units of legion.
Are you kidding me?
So probably 50,000-ish next year. And then
50,000.
it's probably ready I'm hopefully ready for Optimus to be used outside of Tesla-controlled environment, or maybe around the middle of next year, second half of next year sometime. So I think that's probably sounds about right. Probably second half of next year is when they'll be available. And then we will offer Optimus robots first to Tesla employees. So you guys get the priority. There are some pluses and minuses to that, you know, because it's probably have a few bugs, but it's going to be very cool. You'll want to invite your friends over.
That's all he cares about, is that it's cool. All right, listen. These people, this is nuts. The term "we are legion" goes to back to the fallen. Do you understand this? What are the odds that I just told you about an interview where a guy interviewed him and he says, "I don't have legions." The guy says, "You're the richest guy in the world." And his response was, "I don't have legions." And I go to the very next video. And the one word he says more than any other in the clip is freaking legions. I mean, what are the odds? What did he just say? He said next year he will have 50,000 of these bots. Optimus Primes. This is the scariest crap on earth. I'm telling you. With AI, super AI, overseeing this, these things are Terminators. They are Terminators. They are our replacement. He doesn't need an army. A 50,000 bot army. He doesn't need a human army. He will go kill everyone. He can't invade countries. He was concerned about that. I can't go invade countries. I can't do this. I can't do that. With these robots, he can. With these robots, he can. Look, I'm all about watching the signs. And when I see things like this is just like, man, confirmation. You got that right, Ross. That's it. Like, this man just told you everything. He's got legions of Optimus Prime robots. To do what? To do what? Dude, get ready. To hunt purebloods in the end, I bet you. What's the next one say? Will AI make us smarter? Not as humans. It's already proving to make us dumber. Why? Because it's doing critical things that man should be expanding his brain to do. You should be exercising your mind to do. All right? And let me put it to you like this. This is just like the calculator, right? Calculator has its application, right? But if you pulled out the calculator every single time when you were in school to try to do this or that, you wouldn't have learned certain things. How to do certain maths and certain equations and all that stuff that you had to write out and you had to figure out with your brain. With your brain. And that's what sharpens your intelligence. Okay? But when you don't have to no longer do that, it's like picking up a calculator every single time. And therefore your brain doesn't have to work. Do you get it? And that's exactly what AI is doing in a sense. And it's dumbing humanity down. So it's also removing all kinds of opportunity for man. AI is also at a point where I think it's super deadly and super scary, super satanic. That's for sure. It's an artificial intelligence. Okay? This consciousness. Now, I believe that around this planet, you have this magnetosphere, this energy field. And I believe it's in this energy field that all data and information is stored. And it's the cloud, the real cloud. Do you understand? This is why they rub it in your face. This is the real ether internet, so to speak, connecting to it. It is the source of all this information. And those that tap into it are able to do things, perceive things, see things. I'm also going to tell you that this is the root of remote viewing and everything else. And just read into it. Now, the stories of Ingo Swan and everything else, and you're going to see this is exactly where it leads you. It's to this. The whole thing of consciousness and this energy in this field around this planet. I truly believe that what they're tapping into here with all this AI is demonic, is satanic. It, to me, is like building a robot, oddly enough, a Frankenstein laying on a table, an AI, and you're giving us the spirit entity, the fallen, the demon, the jinn, you're giving it a body to jump into. Artificial intelligence is just them operating from the other side, is how I see this. At a high level. I don't know how you ever defeat this. I'm almost to the point of really seeing that, like, it's not meant to be defeated. This place is meant to test you. And that's it. It's a test in all kinds of ways. And if you can overcome it, if you can pass the test, your soul will proceed. Or you can get stuck here. It's almost like failing class over and over. That's what I see this realm as being. It's a test. Because it just is. God's done showed it to me. He's done told me. He's taken me in front of a demon. It seemed like, you ever seen the video game Doom? It's like where he took me. In this pit of hell legion. In front of this thing that I really couldn't see. It was so dark. But it was like this huge horned, almost like a dinosaur. And a serpent type of being. And when he took me there, I kept telling him, no, I'm not worshiping this thing. I'm not worshiping this thing. And I got scolded. Because that's not what he was wanting me to see. He wanted me to see that he created this thing. He says, do you respect my creation? Again, I kept falling back until I'm not worshiping. It was like a dumb, stupid mentality I had to snap out of. It was like I got backhanded spiritually. Like, it's not what I want you to see. I made this. Do you respect? And I'm like, I see. I seen what it was trying to. I made it to test man. If it wanted to destroy it, I could destroy it. Just like I could destroy you, I could destroy anything. But I spent all this time to make it. To test the soul. Did you respect that? I respect that. But kid, I don't worship it. But I wasn't dare going to say that at that point because I was like, then been scolded, like spiritually, like, do you understand the mechanism now? Do you understand that all these things are put in place for a reason? And I did. I seen it clear, and I thank God for it. I thank God for the vision, for bringing me that clarity, for seeing what this is all about. So it just adds to the fuel of why I fight the good fight. So, this is all a test to overcome. Whether it's temptations of drugs, sex, alcohol, all these things They catch people up, right? You know what I'm talking about. That's the temptation that you need to overcome and master. See, they hate it when I talk like this, because it's the one thing they don't want you to do is make your way out. It's the one thing you need to do. It's more important than any story I can continue on to tell you about. Anything. But many won't make it. They just won't. They won't even try. Even if I give them this knowledge tonight, they won't even try. They'll run off. They'll run from it. That's on them. They can stay here. I don't know about you, but I would like to materialize another life with good souls that earned it, and not have to worry about these demons and the jinn and getting tested like this. Constantly, I'd like to pass the test. Let's switch gears. Here we go. I got some drone updates. Believe it or not. FAA coming out and acting like, hey, you know, those drones were ours. We told you, not to freak out and this and that. That's what they're saying. Like, they're trying to act like it was no big deal. Well, now they're saying they're conducting more tests. Right? And it's going to be in Jersey. So a heads up for all my cats in Jersey. These tests are planned for later this year. And also, it's going to happen in 3 other states. So, if you're in New Mexico, interesting. North Dakota, and Mississippi, they plan to have drone testing going on for whatever reason, to whatever degree in those areas. It's called drone detecting testing. And this is what's going to happen in Cape May, that's in New Jersey. And this is going on right now through April 25th. It began on the 14th. So if any of you guys out there are seeing any odd activity, let me know. Send me some clips, some images. This is what's going down right now in Jersey. And they're admitting it. It's the FAA saying, look, it's them. Yeah, so there's like no-fly zones that have been put up. No TAMs in some of these areas. But this is clearly our government. Yeah, they're so slick, aren't they? That even the elect will be fooled. Isn't that right, Tom? Yeah, that's so true. So just imagine how many people are falling for it. Truly only a remnant's getting out of here. Now, look at this drone one. The UK on edge after mystery drones were spotted over King Charles's residence. No-fly zone put in place over this old Sandricom. They say that it happened after an incident during a visit by Zelensky. So one of the royal residences gets swarmed by drones, and they're starting to freak out, so to speak. Funny how this coincides with them announcing that the drones are back, right? The last time the drones were on the scene, we also got reports out of the UK of weirdness as well. So the timing is just like, is it our FAA or our government? Now, I want to share with you just a small piece of this. This is a clip from Elijah Schaefer, the Gateway Pundit, covering a couple major stories here. I'm just going to play a small segment of it, but I think it's important. And as you can see right here, he's talking about cops being caught shaking hands and buddying up with the shooter after 4 kids get gunned down. This is insane, but this is the world we live in. Here we go.
Dave from Grant Stitchfield It turns out that outrage is mounting after the Winter Hutchins, Texas mass school shooter who injured 4 people calmly turned himself into police and was seen on video shaking hands with officers, an image that has sparked intense public backlash. How can someone responsible for such violence be met with what appears to be warmth or even respect rather than immediate and stern accountability? The optics of the handshake suggest a deeply troubling double standard in how certain suspects are treated based on factors like race, background, or demeanor. This moment underscores the growing public frustration with a justice system that too often seems to bend its rules depending on who's on the other side of the law. Plus, we are now getting word that the family of the 17-year-old accused of stabbing and killing another 17-year-old in Frisco has moved into a $900K home and bought a new car. The purchase and move come just days after the family raised $500,000 on a GoFundMe page for the accused murderer's son. Grant Stitchfield talked about this on his most recent show. He had a lot to say. Check out his personal opinion. Watch.
All of this stuff is pretty darn crazy that we live in a situation where you can have cops. Dallas Independent School District cops is what it appears, with Texas State Troopers, and I think there's the Dallas Police cop there. The school district, remember, has their own police department in Dallas. Many school districts do. So what I want to do is play this entire video for you, okay? And let you see the video. Now, why am I having so much problems here? It's been a day, folks. I'm just going to tell you, it has been a day. This is the full video.
You good. I got you. He got you. He got you. He got you. He got you. You're good, man.
Hey, what's up? You're good, man. Hey, what's up? Is that what you say to a mass shooter? I understand you have to show respect to everyone, including criminals, okay? And when I say show respect, you treat them like humans. You don't treat them like animals, even though many of them are animals. I'm not saying that's what this kid is, but he shot 4 kids. He didn't kill any of them. He's troubled someplace along the way. And yet he shows up here to shake the hands of officers. This kid is literally lost to the point where you think what you need to do is kill people over a dispute, if that's what it was, or God forbid, shoot random people. We still don't know a motive yet. But again, watch here as he shakes the hands of officers.
It's dangerous. Come on, Tracy. Come on, Tracy. You gotta get going. You gotta go.
Stop. You trying to get some meat down.
So, look, man. Man, look. This is crazy. Shaking his hand like ritual, Dina? You would say, yeah, a lot of this stuff is. In the real world, in a real situation, it doesn't happen. I'm going to tell you. I mean, you should already know. Like, he's lucky, like where I come from, like, where I he's lucky, like, the cop didn't roll up and, like, punch him. You know, he's lucky when catching a beat down right there. Seriously. I mean, you go up and shake a man's hand for what? Because you just shot 4 people criminally? None of that makes sense. Only time you shake someone's hand is like when you're in on something with someone. When you're on the same team. When you're in on an orchestration. Okay? Well, at this degree, involving shooting kids? Are you kidding me? The stupidest stuff in the world right here, man. The Masonic stuff runs deep. Do you understand? The Masonic stuff runs deep, and there's so many dark things tied into some of, including the police force. They have their own code of protection. That's why you hardly ever see any of them get charged with stuff and always cut loose and protected and all these things. But hey, world is a stage, right? Right, Infinity. You've seen it with your own eyes. Just wanted to share it with you there. Rather than just tell you, you could see cops rolling up, shaking dude's hand. All right, and you may recall on the last stream, I was telling you about in the UK, and much love to all my UK cats, everyone across the the pond, and worldwide, everyone everywhere. But in the UK, they've been making some crazy moves. And they barred white men from applying to be officers and cops here recently, which was just ridiculous. The most racial, racist thing you could do. I mean, that's your predominant home race. It's white, and you won't allow it. Well, now the UK police are being forced to undergo training to accept their white privilege. Any that are still left that are white. This is ridiculous. This all needs stomped out over there. I wish all my UK people luck with overcoming the tyrannical stuff on your front. But at some point, the people got to rise. Everywhere. All right. Trump. And you would think with this move right here, I'm about to tell you, you would think that this was like already a thing, like it would already be a law. But Trump signs an executive order barring illegal immigrants from receiving Social Security. Like, again, you would have thought that illegal anything couldn't get anything out of America. But that's not the case in a place where we've been set up, and after 4 years of the Biden regime, that let them just run up in here. Let them just run up in here. It's treason. Biden shouldn't be out anywhere giving like $300,000 speeches. He should be like in jail. Period. But again, the world's a stage and it's all farce. And I wanted to point out that AOC and Bernie Sanders, Bernie Sanders that was down at Coachella on some drugs or something. Like I don't know what he was. Crazy. They're zipping around on the private jets. To just remember this. When they want to turn around later and say anything about climate, this or that, they're multimillionaires. Yes, AOC is too. It's sickening. It's sickening. All this stuff, man. These people are actors, as I see it. But they love to incite violence and chaos. That's one thing I've learned for sure. And with this whole Tesla takedown thing, it's the new BLM. It's the new attack. It's the new... It could happen right in front of you out in public anywhere. Like somebody's coming and attacking a Tesla, with sparking controversy. It's all laced with black magic again, but it's bringing these clowns out, man. And we've got a couple more here. This is a guy you're looking at trying to pass as a woman there that has keyed a Cybertruck and now been charged with $212,000 in damage, and also firebombed them with Molotov cocktails, of which, in one instance, the Molotov cocktail didn't even break it and shatter, which leaves their fingerprints all over everything. And another guy here busted for the same thing. Going up and keying a vehicle. And I just don't get it, man. Like, I don't get it. Like, you would think by now, I've showed this so many times, you would think, and like, it's been on the news so many times that people put two and two together, like, other people are getting busted. Like, and they're getting busted because there's a camera on the car. These people, like, don't care. They hop out, they start keying every time. They act like they've never seen one of these clips of people getting busted. Then they become one of them. I don't know, man. Like I said, there's so many cameras on a Tesla. It's pretty crazy, pretty wild. You even have a member of Tim Walz's administration getting busted the same way. In Minnesota, he's out walking his dog. This Dylan Bryan Adams, 33. Busted right here. That seems so childish to me, man. All the Tesla stuff. It's crazy. Well, look who's back. Kamala. And I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but the front runners for the next election off the side are her again. AOC and Gavin Newsom. They are the front runners for the next election for the Dems. And she has a fundraiser here. I mean, how is she having parties and raising money? I mean, for what at this point? And the tickets start at $25,000 a piece. Who can afford that? Like, honestly. You've got some money out there. I mean, who's going to want to come off $25,000 to go hear her cackle? Like, I mean, it's crazy. It's really a party of the super rich. You know? And that's what they go on to say here. Like, these meetups are basically just ensuring that every single person that walks in the door has huge money that they're mingling with. Oh, and we got a release. It's not the JFK release that you were looking for, but it is the RFK release. And it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So there's RFK Jr.'s mommy and daddy right there. Of course, we all know the history that RFK got shot. JFK got shot, obviously. And unfortunately, but those two were fighting against the beast. Unfortunately, Jr. here isn't doing the same. He is towing the line. And that's a famous thing that came from Tulsi's mouth, of all people, years ago, when she was ripping Bernie Sanders and all them, saying they were towing the line for the Dems, and that she was bashing Biden. But then she turned around and voted for him. She towed the line. That's when I knew she's a snake. And then every time they brought her out, she was dressed in white. And I'm not stupid. I'm like, dude, come on. Come on. They're like trying to get the audience to fall in love with her. Like, she's like... And it's what it was. It's what it was. It's what it was with all of them. RFK Jr., Tulsi, all of them. So what she do... You would have thought you heard a lot of news about this today, but you didn't. Why? Why did you not hear a lot of news about this today? Besides what I'm about to show you. It's because it was a nothing burger. Again. Just like the JFK files. Just like the JFK files. The last administration. Trump administration. They're doing it again. Bondi's a joke. A freaking witch clown. And, no Epstein files, no Fort Knox, like the people just getting buffaloed left and right. So they threw you the JFK stuff, but it was largely stuff that was already out there. They're saying the same thing here. 50,000 pages of exactly what they did before. A lot of it is unredacted stuff, but a bunch of it was already out there. Nothing truly bombshell. And she's trying to act like it's some huge victory, you know, more winning, right? Like, it's just smoke and mirrors, man. I can't stand even hearing her talk, but we'll play this clip on the release.
Around Senator Kennedy's assassination, that we have over 100 people at National Archives going through and scanning, and that will be the second.
Oh, they're got 100 minions out there scanning. They're scanning their little heart down. You know, garbage. Ugh, I don't fall for it, man. You shouldn't even fall for the way she talks. Her trying to brainwash the masses. I can't stand none of it. Acting like you got people doing all this scanning crap. It's all an illusion and garbage. Planting seeds in your mind. They've got some well-manufactured files that, well, they're already released. They're released. They just released them. So what are all these people, these little elves doing? Scanning somewhere. It's garbage. I don't buy it. I can't stand them at the feds.
release that we'll have here shortly.
So the Ambassador Hotel is where it took place. Sirhan Sirhan is the one serving life sentence for the murder, a Palestinian immigrant, mad apparently, of the president, of the senator and presidential candidates' loyalty to Israel. And this is what RFK Jr., who's now HHS secretary, said in 2018. He said, I went there because I was curious and disturbed by what I had seen in the evidence. I was disturbed that the wrong person might have been convicted of killing my father. My father was the chief law enforcement officer in the country. I think it would have been disturbed him if someone was put in jail for a crime they didn't commit. And he indicated that there might have been a second gunman. You told him these documents were coming out. Did he indicate to you that he thought there might have been somebody else involved?
You know, Secretary Kennedy had the opportunity to review these documents before the release occurred. But as you point out there in his quote, he's already spent a lot of time, as you can imagine, throughout his life trying to seek the truth here. And what you'll find, and as folks go to archives.gov/RFK.
All you'll find if you go to archives.gov, I'm not going to give you the truth there right now. This is garbage. I don't trust him. I don't trust none of them. I just don't. I got to stop it right there. They pissed me off so bad. All these people should, be arrested for treason. If there was any righteous people out there, any white knights that really existed or anything like that, nah. We're smoked. They buffaloed the people. They give them an all-star team of people that they seeded into. What I mean by that is before the election, long before the election, as we were going through lockdowns and stuff, they were planting RFK into the minds of the masses. That's when he came into the scene. And they were trying to present him as some hero. Children's Health Defense Fund. That's just the name of his whole project. That's the whole thing. And tried to paint him as he was anti-jab and all that. But they fail. We caught Tulsi on the World Economic Forum website. When it did that, when we did that, that was nuts. Because, it's like they got caught with their pants down. They didn't know what to say. They yanked her off the site real quick. And we're like, how'd that happen? Blah, blah, blah. They were busted. She's one of them. They're all part of the club. It's rather obvious. They're doing good things, right? And it's better than Biden and all them. Yeah, but get over. That's part of the... To get you to accept this, they had to present you with Biden and Kamala, obviously. The horrors that happened there. So now you got to deal with whatever the hell they bring to the table here, right? All this winning. They found all this corruption, all this money being spent, but not a soul going to jail. Not a single person going to jail. Black magic. I hate them all. Cannot stand any of them. None of them. They are the evil of evils. They have buffaloed your people. And because of that deep, dark magic trick, we're screwed. It's really that easy. It's that simple to explain. That's what's happened. They're under a spell. You got to snap out of it. Literally. Wake up. For real. And see what's going on here. They got to look at it with honest eyes. Everybody does. We're screwed. They're about to bring this thing and crash the economy, all this stuff. The Chinese are in here all over the place. And, they're not even saying a word about it. It's stuff like that that sends my oh crap meter, through the roof. There's big economic things about to happen. I don't know in terms of what's going to happen. The process. I don't have a crystal ball, but anything can happen. I don't think that an EMP or anything crazy that could happen will happen, so to speak. EMP is super extreme to me. It's almost overkill. and much love to you. I feel like there's going to be an event where they're going to hold our money hostage, is what's about to happen. And then maybe hit some other things. But it all falls in line with the Chinese being embedded in everything. And I think I've got one on that coming up here. We'll get to the Chinese here in just a second. The U.S. and Ukraine going to sign a minerals deal. Rubio is saying it's now or never. They're basically saying that Trump's going to move on. If they don't get their act together, both Putin and Zelensky, and get serious about this, he's moving on. He's going to say F them both, and you can guarantee they'll feel his ire at that point. Like, he'll drop a ton of tariffs and all this other crap on Russia, and it just goes south. Which I don't want it to do. I wouldn't want to see. I think as a country, we're the strongest with Russia as an ally. We won World War II with them as our ally. They are the only other country of any size and significance out there that's an all Christian nation, for the most part. Red, white, and blue, too. And I just kind of feel like, realistically, it's a powerhouse. Russia could be the rug pull on China. It almost has to be. If you don't rug pull China with Russia, you're screwed, like, at this point. But the world's a stage. I always feel, it's easy to slip back into the theatrics of it, but it's all planned, scripted, and plotted, even with China. Every bit of it. Everything with Russia. Look, Rothschild has had control of Russia since the Bolshevik Revolution, all the stuff. They've had control of China since the day of Mao. Just do your research on it. It's all right there. They have full control of Xi Jinping. He was groomed by Henry Kissinger. Just, again, do your research. If that sounds like a shock to you, Xi Jinping, the emperor, the leader of China, was groomed by Henry Kissinger? Yes. Like, quit living under a rock. Like, the world is a stage, man. And you better go get this information before they lock down the internet, because that's very, very possible soon. And you won't be able to access it without your real ID. You thought it was just for some other crap, too, huh? Just wait till you can't get on nothing without that real ID. Trump saying he wants to recognize Crimea as part of Russia is part of a peace deal. I'm going to play the clip here, but Crimea is Russia's. And, like, they're going to see it as, like, not even part of a negotiation. Like, no, like, we got that. It's been ours. It's not even a part of a talk. But they're bringing it up.
Being killed in battle. It's a vicious battle with the best equipment, the best everything, and it is brutal. 2,500 young people a week. Some of them not so young, actually. They're getting older. They're getting older by the month. But 2,500 a week, and we're going to get it stopped, ideally. Now, if for some reason one of the two parties makes it very difficult, we're just going to say you're foolish, you're fools, you're horrible people, and we're going to just take a pass. But hopefully we won't have to do that. Now, Marco is right in saying it. We want to see it end. Think of it.
So he's going to say they're both bad people and they're going to push on. They're trying to make, Trump is already dubbed the Gentile Messiah. So he is the man. They've already called him also this Prince of Peace. They give him a silver crown. They did all these things. I've showed you the video. They want him to be that man. To be the one that sparks peace in all these areas. So, if anyone's going to do it, it's Trump at this point. It's got to come to a close at some point. Even if somebody nukes somebody else. Like, it's got to come to a close at some point. At some point. But interesting that Trump's just saying, look, I'm out. If you guys don't want to get it together right now, I'm out of here. I think they're really turning their attention to the whole Taiwan thing, obviously. Because if a war goes hot with China, this trade war is going to it's going to go like on steroids. It's going to be insane. The French are admitting that Kiev could be lost to Russia. That like if you keep this going, like Ukraine's just going to get steamrolled. They are getting steamrolled. And that if they make it to Kiev, it's over. They'll make all of Ukraine part of Russia at that point. There's not going to be no deal. Why would you strike a deal? I wouldn't. If we just spent all the time and money and just waged war and conquered the whole area and took it over, I'm keeping it. Like, y'all are done. Done being a problem, a thorn in my side is how I would see it. But, again, the world's a stage. The problem is even though I say the world's a stage, and it is, every day innocent people are getting killed in this war. That's a fact, Jack. Watch so many people get mauled in Ukraine, in these pits, broad daylight, HD footage off a drone. And the drone that you see them in is the drone that kills them. It's nuts. So Russia is putting a warning out there to the Germans. Remember, it was the Germans, the Nazis, that were coming up on Moscow, getting stuck in muddy conditions, freezing conditions in World War II. They were on the cusp of invading Moscow. The whole world would have been different if they would have conquered Moscow at that point, but they didn't. But it was Germany and Russia battling there. So Germany will be an active combatant. That's what Russia's saying. Like, you're going to be targeted. You're an open target if they find out that Russia is getting hit by German-made missiles. And you could say the same thing for anyone. I mean, even the United States, anyone that wants to hit it. If your weaponry, your stuff is being used, like, you're fair game. Trump launches the single deadliest airstrike of his presidency thus far on Yemen. You could expect some blowback from that, because it was a big one. Hit a key port. And if you don't know, the United States and Iran have concluded a second round of nuclear talks. Rather interesting. And they have agreed to a third. See what happens with it. At the same time, the U.S. is openly mulling a ground war in Yemen. So this whole thing with Trump is different than the last presidency. He's way more war-oriented, obviously. Right at the gate, we went into a national emergency because of the cartels, and we are geared up to start pounding them at any moment. It's going to change everything. I'm telling you, everyone's asleep at the wheel. As soon as the war starts on this front at our southern border and drone strikes start hitting cartels, and they start striking back and cars start blowing up on the U.S. side and all this other stuff, it's going to happen. You watch. It will never be the same again. You'll look back at all the eras we lived through in this country, and you'll know that it's coming to a crushing end. By design. By design. Chinese is the biggest threat I see here. It's not even our government. It's the CCP that took the guns from their own people and murdered tens of millions. Lined them up in ditches and killed them. Just go look it up. The trained soldiers having allegiance to the CCP are here. And my problem with it is our government doesn't seem to care. They don't. Turning a blind eye to it, and that's dangerous, that's deadly, that's scary. Better get ready, man. Because if there's any threat, it's that. Followed by Elon's Terminator bots. How are you going to contend with that? Are your bullets even going to stop Optimus? I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to. You can't even... Your bullets won't even stop Elon's truck. because they're bulletproof. You don't think Optimus isn't? Dude, this is madness. We live in a crazy time. So, China has been caught supplying the Houthis with satellite imagery to target our warships. This is like major war stuff, dude. You don't, like, when you get caught doing this, like you could get bombed. Drunken Dow, man. Much love. Good to see you. Been a minute. Thank you for the coffees. Turn it down some. Got a handful of articles here before we wrap it up. Also, I just told you the U.S. and Iran were holding these secret meetings, so to speak, nuclear talks that no one knew about. They're telling us the same thing about China. Extraordinary U.S.-China cyber meetings have been revealed. It's because China has this blackmail to a degree. And Christopher Wray told us this on his way out the door. Kash Patel ain't said a word about it. But Christopher Wray said as much. He said that basically like an FU. That like China is in every aspect of our life. Every bit of infrastructure. From your city water to the hospitals to your banking to the grid. Everything. Everything you could think of, China's embedded in. And he was like, peace, I'm out. Literally, that's what he did. It's an ominous sign, man. A million Chinese in here trained to kill or to cause destruction. That's what you should be concerned about. And also the government that sold you out and let it happen. Of course, this administration is going to act like, oh, we've been so busy. Like, it's not our fault. We didn't let them in. They're playing the game. They're trying everything to get them out. But if an attack happens, I think it's going to be blamed on the Chinese. And it's probably going to hold the banking sector hostage. It's probably going to hold the banking sector hostage. So, speaking of ports, the Panama deal involves BlackRock. And BlackRock is probably going to lock this down, but it's almost like a forced sale here because China's control of this port and all of it. You've got a couple crucial spots that things could pop off. Panama and the Panama Canal is definitely one. It's a key hotspot to watch. It will go super live. If Taiwan goes live, because China keeps circling Taiwan with drills, one of these days it's going to go live. That's just how it happens. It's going to happen. They've openly admitted they're going to take back Taiwan by 2027. So the clock's ticking. And at any time they could make their move. And when they do, I'm telling you now, the day that this happens, and it's going to happen on Trump's watch, obviously, all this, it's going to trash the markets. The economy is going to tank. The S&P, they're going to rob your 401ks like you've never believed when this happens as well. And we're screwed in terms of getting a ton of stuff. And it's all by design. They wanted this to happen. Remember, they want us to be screwed. I just hope you're in a position where you can get by and you can live life. Man, they're forcing the hand all at the same time. Can't you see it? With the whole ID thing and getting ready to convert everything over full digital. It's just, it's here. So Goldman is warning that this war with China, that if we don't reclaim these supply chains by 2030, it's like we're done and all this other stuff. Well, that's 5 years from now. Come on. A lot can happen between now 2030, but time is flying. Time's flying by. And I see this heating up this summer. I see us, the economic thing with China going to several different levels, and it's not going to benefit us. Here's an ominous sign. Israel allows the largest ever group of Jews to pray at the Alaska Mosque. I'm going to tell you that something huge is about to happen. With this too, it's that time. It's that time. It's prophecy that their Messiah is going to set in this temple, and it's going to happen again while Trump is in office. Trump is the Gentile Messiah. They've said this. The rabbis are on camera saying this, man. Trump is going to hand over, basically, the West into the power of their Messiah, who will sit in the temple that will be built on that mount at the exact spot where they just went and prayed. Do you understand the significance of this? They're basically up there like they're casting their spells on it. They're blessing it is what they're doing. Get ready. Remember, the blocks have already been cut and everything else. Like, anytime, all they gotta do is like a couple moves, and the third temple is like gonna actually begin. And I believe that this right here is like the spiritual ceremony of it, is what you're witnessing. That's what it is. What else are they doing? That is it. That's it. Get ready. It's on the clock, man. All this happens on Trump's watch. And like we're there, man. Alright, so let me mention this last one here. Palantir. They are building an ICE migration OS tracking service. And what this means is, this is this big database that is going to be tracking individuals. Now, they're putting it out there that it's to track all these criminals and these illegals. But that's how every little thing starts with them. The scary thing here is that this could convert over to tracking everyday people at any moment. And I'm going to tell you that that's what it's designed for in the end, is to track everyone. This brand new system being rolled out by Palantir. And what they're also saying is that they want to track all these Tesla takedown individuals. So domestic terrorists. So there you go. It's all in one. So whether you're a global terrorist, foreign terrorist, domestic terrorist, doesn't matter. If the beast doesn't like you, you're a terrorist, you're not good, and you're going to be in this system. So Palantir, rolling this out, it's going to go live September of this year. This massive database to track individuals. Yes. And let me get a couple other updates here. And give some final thoughts and comments on some things here. I gotta pull up a chat. And I want to thank everyone out there that joins us here on these streams. I've had several asking about the underground project, trying to get some details on it. I want to throw a couple of those details out there here real quick. And I also don't want people to miss out on an opportunity. Because, see, people already are. You already have, and you are, in my opinion. Like, I'm not a scammer. I'm not that dude. I'm the real, I'm the legit, and I come here to represent that and to show that. You'll tell them about the fruits. So with this project, as I told you before, This thing it hit a $250,000 market cap day one. I could have sold, I could have dumped off into everybody and made $25,000. It didn't. Why? Because it's not what I envisioned and created this thing to do. I created it for the long haul and for it to be something, as I told you before, a long haul upward ride, just as gold does. Slow burn uphill to get in and make your money. And it feels good knowing, like, in a much loved Hoodie Ross, my buddy Scotty hooked him up and got him in the game and hooked him up with something, like $20 got him in. He like tripled that 20 and he paid Scotty back, and they were thanking each other and talking about it and this, that, and I was like, look at that. I was like, right there. I was like, you made it come up and still was up like triple. I just want to say that's the example of what this is. This isn't just a nothing. We did this for a reason, to give people something to believe in, something that represents the underground first and foremost. And it's tax-free. As Eric Trump said, all these crypto projects American-made are tax-free. And we couldn't pass on that. Never in my life if I'm going to be able to present an opportunity for you to do something and to be tax-free. So with no implications there with that, it's huge. Now, I also want to just announce that there's big things coming for this. This isn't something I just created. It's going to sit there. Like, we're dedicated to this, like this project growing and being something. So I just want you to know that. And that things like staking are going to come to this, meaning that, like, if you hold a certain amount of the coins, you get paid over time holding those coins. It like pays you as an incentive to hold them. It's how staking works. It's not too hard to figure out. Some of you may already know what it is. So we're looking to incorporate that down the road. These are big things. We're already, think the most high across all kinds of exchanges. And it's just, it's crazy. It's awesome. It's crazy. You can create something, give life to it, and then it can grow. So, yeah, man. Much love. If you got questions on it, let me know. Dabu7@yahoo.com. I'll try to answer them the best I can. This is our official project. You'll find links below for anyone like, how do I get there, this and that. There's links in the description. If you're interested in looking into it, getting into it, anything like that. But, again, Under is here. It's taken us so much love. I want to thank everyone again that sends me information, that shares the stream, that joins us. I'm going to look to be back on the normal schedule from here, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This week was a little bit off, but I had to come in on a Saturday night and at least get one in. I want to wish you guys a happy Easter. I hope you have a good day regardless. And may the Most High bless you. We thank Jesus, Yeshua, for guiding us and giving us hope and being the one that saves souls and gets us out of here. I thank the Most High. We fight this fight, the good fight, for the good team. And I know you're watching. And much love to all of you out there that fight the good fight. Don't never forget, they're watching. And they are. Star Fury. Hey, man, email me. And I appreciate that. Much love. Also, follow me on X as well. I'm dropping stuff over there you're only going to find there. And, yeah, as I always say, if the Lord doesn't return in the coming days, I'll see you here next time for some Underground World News live. Right here on Dabu77. Get some shout outs here. And he has risen. That's right. He returns like a thief in the night. and he turns the sword. I get with the Lord. Yeah, man. Much love, y'all. Much love, D. White, my brother. Tooch, Tacos, Sonny. All the crew, it's a good to see. Bodies. I am E-Phase, baby. Pissed off. Oh, God. Thank you, Deanne. And thank you, Eon, as always, legendary. Much love, Lowrider, Marsha, Tooch, Cash, Minx, Tara, Drunken, Eon. God bless.